Hello friend, Crudless here, welcome back to more Legion. We are doing the first Paladin artifact quest and we will be doing more of the Paladin storyline for Legion. We are going to start off by walking around a bit and trying to find the quest for the Paladin. Let's see if we can get our artifact quest in a few moments.
Thank the light I found you. I must speak with you at once.
There, everyone is fighting this Lord Adder guy. Let's see what happens if we defeat him. Oh, we got some order resources. That's nice. Hello, this is Lord Maxwell Tyrosus. A really important character, actually. Oh, that was not good. Let's heal ourselves up. Really dramatic start of the episode. Sorry about that. He has an amazing blade. Look at this sword.
We will prevail.
A critical decision must be made, Akam. The Legion devastated our forces at the Broken Shore. The mightiest army this world has ever known was reduced to cinders in moments. We must gather those with the conviction to save our home. Travart of Tyr's Guard and Auric Trueheart have each made plans to do just that, but we must not let them walk alone. I ask that you seek them out and guide them to Crassus Landing so that we may make this decision together.
Excellent. Meet me at Crassus's Landing when you are ready.
Sounds like a plan. He's gonna seek out these guys, gonna bring them to Crassus Landing. Here we see a Paladin mount, interestingly enough. Hello.
Well met.
You walk in the path of the light. What guides you here in this day?
Until we meet again, if there's any chance of finding aid, Efrina and I will come. Stay, Dawnbreaker.
Now, if you notice one thing about those guys is that they were wearing this tabard with a silver hand on it. The silver hand is very important for the Paladin, and the Order of the Silver Hand was the first order of the Paladins as a whole. The rest of these guys are over here, by the way. The Order of the Silver Hand was created during the Second War against the Orcs, created by Alonsus Foul, one of the main priests. So they started out here in Lordaeron. That's where the origin of the Paladins begin, because of course during the First War everything went to shit down here. Everyone went north, created the Order of the Paladins up here, the Order of the Silver Hand. It's also tied to the fact that this place is called Tyr's Fall, and yeah, it's where Tyr the Titan Keeper fell. We'll see more about that lore later on, though.
Shield Hill it is. There's no time to waste.
Are you in trouble, mister?
Greetings.
No offense, but I don't have time to chat. I have a shield to find. You're needed urgently at Crassus' Landing first. Tyrosus sent me. He has a green version of the Judgment armor.
Goodbye. Tyrosus. Now he's a good man. Count me in. There's too much danger about to turn down a wee bit of help. We may not be alone in this after all, Tahu. Let's see what Tyrosus has to say.
Interesting that this guy's a Tauren. Of course, the Tauren were allowed to be Paladins during the Cataclysm. They are a bit different than the regular Paladins because they kind of worship Anshe, the god of the sun. So they're called Sunwalkers. While the other Paladins infuse their bodies, they're able to wield the holy light.
I'm glad you could join us. At your service.
Thank you for helping us gather together, Akam. We must stand united. Our gathering has identified several weapons of immense power. In the right hand, these holy artifacts give us a fighting chance against the Legion. We cannot pursue all of them at once. We risk too much if we spread ourselves that thin. We must agree on where our efforts are best focused. That is why I asked you here, Akam. As one of our greatest champions, you must be our voice of reason and decide our next move.
May the light, brothers and sisters, we must not forget the Ashbringer. Tyrion may be gone, but the High Blade is still out there somewhere.
If you have watched the events during the Broken Shore, you remember that Gul'dan killed Tyrion Fordring, the previous wielder of Ashbringer. One of the main weapons for the Retribution specs. This is the artifact Ashbringer. During our failed assault on the Broken Shore, High Lord Tyrion Fordring was lost. Oh, he's not dead, of course. And with him, our greatest weapon against the Legion, the Ashbringer. We need to find the Ashbringer and recover it at all cost. Note that all these have some descriptions. We will be doing the protection one first, though. Might seem a little strange, but yeah, we're doing that one first. An ancient Vrykul saga speaks of a shield crafted by Tyr himself during the Winter Scorn War. It was used to expose Loken's lies to the Vrykul and convert many to Tyr's cause. The final resting place of the shield was lost to time, but rumors point to one who might know the final chapters of its story. It's called the Truthguard. We also have Oathseeker. We're going for the protection first. The last one is the Holy One, the Silver Hand. This is also very tight. These are closely tied together. So we'll be doing these in this order, I believe. So check out the other videos in the playlist to see the rest of the artifact videos. Let's take a look at the description here, though. With the first hammerfall, rivers of magma spilled from the icy mountains. With the second, the sky howled, and lightning set the heavens aflame. With the third, a single ray of sunlight pierced the storm clouds and whispered over Truthguard's surface. Killing for the sake of killing, conquering for the sake of conquest. There is no honor in such things. There is only shame and regret. Might as well read this one as well. A secret order of paladins has been watching over the resting place of the great Titan watcher Tyr for hundreds of years. Histories tell that his powerful warhammers as buried there with him. Recent events have threatened the safety of their secret charge, and they have appealed for help from paladins across Azeroth. Tyr replied that he did not consider his Argent Hand a reminder of defeat. For him, it was a symbol of the sacrifice he had made to defend Azeroth, and he wanted the world to see it that way as well. The Silver Hand was the hand of Tyr. That's what we can deduce from this.
We will prevail.
Excellent choice. There is no time to waste.
You can always count on me.
You may be familiar with Auric Trueheart. He has devoted his time after Northrend's campaign to learning more about Tyr. Auric has evidence of a powerful shield crafted by Tyr long ago with the help of the Sunwalkers. We may finally be able to seek it out. Oh, sorry about that. Please speak to him immediately.
Take care of yourself out there.
Interesting.
How are you doing? Since the defeat of the Lich King, I've spent my time around Ulduar learning about Tyr. He was the only Titan Keeper who fought Loken during his betrayal. I found a Vrykul saga describing a powerful shield Tyr crafted for his Vrykul champion to carry into battle.
I have some ability to speak with the long-departed. We may be able to question the hero in this saga directly.
Aye, that's my hope. With your help, we have a chance of finding this artifact.
I'm glad you're coming. I've been wanting to pursue this for some time now. With help from the Seers, I think it can be done. Naturally, I've done some legwork already. I believe this Gorvold is buried at Shield Hill in the Howling Fjords. Tahu can help locate the grave, and with a short ritual we should have our answers. Meet us at Shield Hill in the Howling Fjord, and we'll move on to the next step.
Farewell. The tower in the middle of Dolaran has a portal to Wormrest Temple. Should get you most of the way there. Tahu, thanks again for helping us paladins.
You asked the Sunwalkers for aid, and I've come. May my presence bring success to your quest, Auric.
The beauty of friendship. No, but to be honest, this does require you to have some knowledge about the locations up here in Northrend. And we're heading towards a Wormrest Temple. I think my Hearthstone is actually to the Golden Lotus, so we could take a portal to Dalaran instead. Which I'll show you guys the Wormrest portal first, though. So we're heading in here towards the Chamber of the Guardian, where all the pillars of creations are kind of displayed when you have them here. The portal room is just in front of us. So what is interesting here is that we are talking about this character called Tyr and another character called Loken. These are both Titan Keepers. Just going to give you guys a brief summary here of what is going on. So, the Titan Keepers were planted on Azeroth by the Titans, these huge arcane beings. The Titan Keepers were supposed to treat the world and make sure it grew into a land filled with prosperous life. And if it did, then perhaps the life inside the planet would become a real titan, an arcane being after some time. So that's kind of what was going on there. And the Titan Keepers were doing fine. They were fighting against the old gods, and shit went down. And they imprisoned the old gods, one of them being Yogg-Saron, one of the dudes that you fought back in the Ulduar raid instance up here, in the peaks of the Storm Peaks here in Ulduar. That's, by the way, the main base for the Titans. That's up here. Now, you gotta remember that all these continents here used to be one big continent before the Well of Eternity kind of destroyed the rest of the planet in the Sundering event. So, this whole continent was one big clump of earth with the Storm Peaks here on the top. And the Titans were doing fine until Yogg-Saron started to whisper. He was like a really shady bad guy. He whispered and tricked Loken into betraying the other Titans. And the other Titan Keepers. This is really hard to follow. I realize that, but anyway. With the Titan Keepers, also, they were kind of vulnerable at that time. Because the Titans were gone, because they were off being killed by Sargeras at that time. And the Titan Keepers kind of grew tired of that, because they kind of felt that their purpose were kind of left alone here to deal with things without really being supervised by their managers, one could say. And eventually, they were vulnerable to the whispers of Yogg-Saron, especially Loken. Well, the rest of them didn't really care about things. Tyr was the only one that cared about what Loken ended up doing. And so he took with him a couple of guys. Gotta check the journal here. He is one of the bosses in another instance that is important. Back in our classic dungeons in Uldaman. Here he is. We have Archaedas and Ironaya. Those were the guys he brought with him. The Titans did not construct the Uldaman complex directly, but utilized various servants to create its megalithic halls. The Pantheon entrusted the Watcher Ironaya with overseeing the construction and maintenance of Uldaman. But as time passed and one's awe-inspiring vault fell to ruin, deep within Uldaman is a chamber containing one of the greatest treasures of the Titans, created by Norgannon himself. However, thus far, no explorers have managed to gain access to the relic. This relic is known as the Discs of Norgannon. Those were really important to this story. They are kind of like a chronicle, where the Titan Keepers, referenced here as the Pantheon, took notes about what was going on during the creation process of everything and the keeping process of the world. And this was supposed to be sent to the Titans afterwards, so they could kind of go over this diary and check out what was going on. Tyr took this Disc of Norgannon, and he went south from Ulduar down towards Uldaman and tried to keep it there. But he didn't make it all the way. He fell in the place called Tyr's Fall after him. That's a brief summary of the story there.
You made it! This land haunts me still. So much pain and death. Well, let's get on with it. Greetings!
I trust the journey wasn't too long or hard. Let's go find our dead adventurer, eh?
See ya around.
You should read the saga yourself, it's right here. We're here to speak to the spirits of that Vrykul I spoke of. Tahu Sagewind is a powerful seer, and he should be able to bring his spirit back. It will be up to us to convince him to speak. You should speak with Tahu, so we can get started.
Farewell to ye.
Let's take a look at the saga of the Shield Seeker first. So the Vrykuls, they are kind of the progenitor race for the humans, created by these Titan Keepers, the Pantheon. They created the Vrykul to help them shape the world, basically. And the old gods cursed them, and that became the Vrykuls we know today, and eventually humans. Gorvold Ironbrow was a great warrior. He was one of the few willing to brave the dangers of our lost past. His many victories were fueled by his cunning and collection of powerful artifacts from the older ages. Braving the forbidden areas of Storm Peaks, he learned of a powerful shield wielded by a champion of Tyr. The shield became his obsession as he scoured the continent in search for it. After venturing to the forgotten battlefields in the north, Gorvold learned that the champion went south with Tyr, fleeing the crumbling empire of the Titans behind. Gorvold built a mighty ship and began his journey south as well. Gorvold braved the sea beast and storm alike. Following the harrowing trail south with guile, he tracked the barest scraps of a trail across a continent to find a long-forgotten battle. Here he found stunted Vrykul, the cast-offs of Emeron's edict, both worshipping and avoiding the sight of a fallen Titan Keeper and his great foe. From ruins, Gorvold discovered the trail did not end here. After the great battle, Tyr's champion moved on, so too did Gorvold. The final section is written in a different hand. No one knows where Gorvold then went and what he found, only that he returned empty-handed. Forever maddened by his failure, his only words were of how he failed the test of Eargrim. Gorvold threw himself into the battle with near berserk rage. His cunning was replaced with reckless abandon, and ultimately fell in battle, taking his secrets with him to the grave.
I bid you welcome.
I misjudged how long ago this happened. I will need more time to prepare myself for the ritual. In the meantime, I've attuned the stone to the scroll Auric brought. Certain graves will glow to your mind's eye. Go to them and can concentrate on the stone to see if you have found the correct grave. We want the writer himself, not a descendant or ancestor.
Another time, then.
So you gotta check out these graves. The hero's grave. An oddly glowing stone, it seems, to pull you in a direction.
We have found you, and you have found the grave.
What's the next step?
I will begin the ritual. Focus your will upon the spirit, while our friend keeps us safe.
Let's get to it!
I died to ease the pain of my failure. Why do you disturb me?
I've read your saga. Where did you find the shield?
It seems you compel me to answer. My journey took me to Stormheim, to a tomb of warrior kings. There, I found a shrine to Tyr's champion, but was denied entry. I tried many times, until I could bear the pain no longer. I returned in disgrace, and sought to wash away my failure in the blood of others.
We will finish what ye started.
Return to your rest, and be disgraced no more.
Thanks for your help, Tarhu. I won't forget this.
It was my honor to serve. I must go to Netherlight Temple and inform the Conclave of our success.
As for us, we should get back to Dalaran. I'll meet you there.
I think I already have a lead on that island. Word around the tavern was a great warrior had broken into Vrykul King's tomb on an island in Stormheim. That's got to be the one we are looking for.
Goodbye!
We're flying straight to the island. My friend said that the warrior who came here before us never entered the shrine itself, since they were after one of the tombs. If a Vrykul hero couldn't enter the shrine, I bet it's still protected by Tyr's power. I'm thinking we have a good shot at this. My pal Kato will meet us there. We might be needing the talents of a good healer.
See ya around! Just mount this wee birdie here and follow me to Stormheim! Kato, I'm glad you could make it. The shield is close. I can feel it.
I'm here, aren't I? Let's find this shield. Some of us have a war to get back to.
Kato's the best healer around. We're lucky we didn't have to wait in a queue for his services. Tomb's up ahead. Let's get in there and find that shrine. We'll follow your lead, hero.
Despoilers! Halt! You pollute this hallowed ground with your greed! Begone!
This is Inna, the Crypt Stalker. Let's fight her. This is pretty nice. We are being the tank, and then we have a healer here and a DPS as well. So make sure we tank these guys. Let's practice tanking. Oh, he's been pierced. Let's remove the spear here if we can. There we go. Then we're gonna throw that on this thing, I presume. There we go. That's better. Deal a ton of damage with this thing. There we go. That's the dragon down. And oh my god, I got hit by that thing. You're supposed to avoid these, of course. This is supposed to teach you about some mechanics tied to lots of stuff in this area. We can use this to throw at her, then we can remove the others and throw them at her as well. Dealing tons of damage, of course. And there we go. Let's head inside and see what lies inside the shrine. Tomb of the Old Kings. And there's an item down there, Irgrim's Journey. And here you get to practice AoE tanking, as you can see, which is of course no trouble for a paladin. Especially if you have the Blessed Hammer, of course. The Blessed Hammer works splendidly here. It's also using Consecration. It's amazing how the Paladin feels right now. Tanking with a... well, the Protection spec for Paladin feels one of my favorites currently. At least tanking specs. I really enjoy this.
Well, look at that! Seems Yrgrim was the champion, and he came here after Tyr's fall.
Okay, so this is Yrgrim's test after Tyr's fall. After the fall of Tyr, Yrgrim the Truth Seeker aided his brethren in Tyr's fall, ensuring their survival in the new world. And knowing that others of his kind had fled the north, he went in search of them, hoping to find someone worthy to pass on his armaments. Eventually he found Stormheim, and strong descendants of his race. Here was a group where one might be found worthy. Intriguing. So these are the tests of Yrgrim. Let's try to move past these things. Not sure if we can use our mount here. Maybe we can. Yeah, looks like it. Can we bubble through? Anyway, let's try to take these guys down. Not sure if they keep channeling this wind. Looks like they do. Fairly easy to take down though. Not sure what happened with the other two guys. But anyway, I'm gonna bring them with us. I'm gonna deal with these two guys, and then we're gonna take a look at this other note right next to it. Yrgrim's challenge. Come on. There we go. Here they are. They didn't manage to go through the wind. Of course they didn't.
A glowing door. Wee bit obvious, don't you think? What have we here? This tablet says you need to withstand the door's gaze. I'm betting that's not gonna be pleasant. Care to give it a try?
So there are a couple of things we can check out here. We have lots of these banners, as you can see. Asgrim the Dead Dreadkiller, Magnar Icebreaker, Volund the Hoarder, and let's check out this note here. There are others on the other sides as well. On an island of stone, Yrgrim built an arena. He proclaimed to his brethren that he sought a successor strong in will and body, and pure in heart. They would have to pass his trials in order to claim his weapons. Many of berserkers and dragon riders answered Yrgrim's challenge, but all met with failure and death. Yrgrim held his trials for years until the challengers stopped coming. Yrgrim then withdrew into a shrine of his own making. He crafted a door that would judge anyone before it, as the first test of their spirit and body. If they had the strength to bear its gaze, they would be allowed in. Disappointed, but not disheartened, Yrgrim built a shrine to Tyr and entombed himself in it with his weapons, waiting for a time when a true champion will come. The door wards would burn those that try to open it with cleansing flame. Only those strong of will and pure of heart would be able to hold back the flames. For the one that does, Yrgrim waits inside. Let's try to activate the portal then.
Use protection magic! That damage is too much for me to heal!
Ye did it! Better than being a pile of ash on the ground, ain't it? Oh, another tablet! This champion is still forged. never touched by the curse of flesh. We should take care.
Here lies Irgrim, resolute and patient, never bowing to the curse of the great enemy. He remains as strong as the Vrykul of old. He and his challenge awaits. So he has not been tainted by the curse of flesh, as we can see. He still retains.
I bid you greetings, opener of doors. You are the first. I am Yrgrim, champion of Tyr. Let us see if you are worthy to bear his shield.
As you can see, he still retains his shape right there. He also has a rune shaper Griselda next to him. Intriguing. This room is amazing looking. Can't even see the roof, almost.
Long have I waited for one who proves worthy. Face me in battle, that we might test your heart. You are shorter than I expected.
I must see if you possess the will, the strength, and the stamina to wield this shield. Will you face me in a trial of combat?
Let us begin!
3 against 1 though? That's not really fair.
Who dares challenge the Truth Seeker? I will freeze you where you stand!
That's more fair. As you can see, this is tying into the mechanics of tanking, teaching us to do things. Oh, not sure what happened there.
Protected in ice!
I guess she froze him now. Not sure what that was all about. He's immune now. Okay, so he has been ice blocked. I guess we need to take care of this instead.
Protected in ice!
Basically showing us like swapping here. We have to swap between targets, which is useful.
I am beaten. You are indeed worthy. Were Tyr alive, he would make you his champion. I hereby bestow Truthguard upon you. Use it to defend Azeroth from its enemies.
These look amazing. The trial is over. Take up the Truthguard.
I am weary. With a worthy successor, my long vigil is at an end. Fight for truth and justice, champion. In Tyr's name.
Amazing! Good to see the shield in your hands. Me and Kato will head to Dalaran and report to Tyrosus. If you need a ride, my hippogriff's outside.
I think I'm just gonna use my Hearthstone.
At your service.
I am heartened that your quest was a success, Akam. We have been awaiting your return.
May the light give you strength.
With you on our side, I know the Legion will fall, but before we march on the Broken Isles, we must put High Lord Tyrion to rest. There is but one place suitable for a paladin of his caliber, Light's Hope Sanctum, a secret bastion of the light hidden beneath our chapel. Paladins of the world over are on their way to the ceremony. I know Tyrion would want you there most of all.
You can always count on me.
How do I get to the Light's Hope Chapel? The Kirin Tor have established a portal in a chamber beneath the city of Dalaran to former home in the Hillspread foothills. Light's Hope is a short ride from there. There are teleportation pads in Rune Weaver Square. They'll take you to the chamber.
Take care of yourself out there.
We know where this chamber is. I'm going to show you that portal just in a few moments. By the way, if you're going to use this portal to Old Dalaran, you want to make sure to bring some sort of slowfall item. You could use a slowfall if you're a mage, but this one is intended for mage-only use. I wanted to make sure I brought a goblin glider there. And we're going to use this right here to get out of here, unless you want to fall down to your death. We're going to head up to Light's Hope Chapel. It's all the way up here next to Acheris, the Ebonhold in the Eastern Plaguelands. And here we approach the Light's Hope chapel. Really simple, small place, in fact. It has been built up in the Cataclysm, though. It used to be a lot smaller than it currently is. As you can see, a huge ram right there. And a statue of Tyrion Fordring. Let's go into the temple. As you can see, there is a secret door right here. Opens up into the Sanctum of Light. As we see the hammer. We see the silver hand being the icon of the tabards and the flags here. And here we have the knights. More different types of paladins. We have the Sunwalkers. We have the Blood Elves. We have the Dwarves as well. We have the Draenei. And of course, this room. The Hall of Champions. Oh yes, these are renowned paladins around us on each side. Wielding each a different weapon. Each one fallen in battle.
We will prevail.
It is fitting that you are here. Time and again, you have fought to save our world. Now, I fear I must ask you to undertake an even greater act of service. The Paladins of Azeroth must stand united behind a single leader. With Tyrion's passing, you are the one most worthy to wear the mantle of High Lord. If you agree to accept this duty, inscribe your name into the Librum of Ancient Kings, and I will address the masses on your behalf. The Order of the Silver Hand is reborn, with you as its champion.
Walk always in the light. These fine men and women need a leader. Your deeds prove you are the clear choice to bear that burden. Come, I will address them on your behalf. Paladins of Azeroth, you've gathered to mourn the loss of High Lord Tyrion Fordring. Many of you look to him as an ideal, the paragon of what we all strive to be. Let us observe a moment of silence for a great soldier, leader, and friend. In the light we are one, brother. Always. Inscribe your name into the Librum of Ancient Kings, so that we may begin the ceremony. You all know the noble deeds of the champion at my side. This hero has been chosen by the light to succeed Tyrion as High Lord. Under our new leader, this order shall become a mighty weapon brought to bear against the Legion. We must stand together against the coming darkness. We must cast aside the shackles of race and kingdom. We must unite as one!
The Blood Knights stand by you, High Lord. Azeroth will not fall.
We pledge ourselves to your cause, High Lord. On this day, the Order of the Silver Hand is reborn. Together, Sargeras himself shall shudder at our might.
Now that's a ceremony to remember. Here we have Vindicator Boros and Lady Liadrin. Lots of other famous paladins here.
Azeroth will not fall while we stand.
We have done it, High Lord Akam. The Order of the Silver Hand is reborn. Even the most nefarious Legion Lords fear your presence on the battlefield. Yet they are relentless, fashioning ever more terrible horrors and fiends in hopes of countering your might. High Lord, we must augment your power to maintain our edge over the enemy. The altar before you holds within it the essence of the countless heroes of the light buried in these sacred halls. Place your weapon upon the altar and imbue it with new strength.
You can always place the blade on the altar when you are ready. The light will be our forge.
Okay, so you can get Truthguard's light right there. Let's take a look at the appearances. Truthguard looks like this. You can change the colors, of course. Eventually it'll turn into this beauty right here. And with wings or some sort of cloth sticking out of it, we get the Divine Protector with a mace and a shield. Really cool. Then we also have the Dark Keeper's Ward with a bright, glowy sword and stuff like that. There we go. Take a look at this. Looks really nice. Wow. These are impressive. Now we learn Truthguard's light. First of all, we're starting with Eye of Tyr. Releases a blinding flash from Truthguard, causing 20,067 holy damage to all nearby enemies and reducing all damage they deal to you by 25%. We also have Truthguard's light, increases our holy damage. Eventually we will be able to get more of these skills. Light of the Titans, Tyr's Enforcer, and Bulwark of Order.
We will prevail.
I will continue beseeching the light to bolster the power of your weapon. For now, its newfound strength should be more than enough. I think we are ready to reintroduce ourselves to the Legion on the Broken Isles. Lord Grayson Shadowbreaker has volunteered to help coordinate our forces on the ground. You should speak to him immediately.
Lord Shadowbreaker
Lord.
will be expecting you. This way. Lord Shadowbreaker, the High Lord would like to peruse the reconnaissance you've gathered on the Broken Isles.
Greetings.
Now is the time to strike back against the Legion. The Legion still believes us crippled from the broken shore. They think we are unable to fight back. Let's prove them wrong. We've been hard at work at mapping out the Broken Isles, learning everything we can about each region for our imminent assault. Once you've had a chance to peruse the map, you should leave for Dalaran at once and charge into the maw of the beast. We will end this madness for good. Light help us all.
Light bless you.
That's it for this episode of the Paladin quest line. Next time we'll be going after another artifact. Bye bye until then.